Channel 5. Yeah, we can watch a Channel 5 video now. I remember this wacky guy.
This is a free call from
Jacob Chansley.
an incarcerated individual at Alexandria Detention Center. This call is not private. It will be recorded and may be monitored.
There's a reset on that shit.
Fucking hey, man. Glad to see you guys. You guys are fucking patriots. Look at this guy. He's got covered in blood. God bless you.
I got shot in the face. I got shot in the face with some kind of plastic bullet.
It's only a matter of time. Justice is coming. I'm not one to usually take pictures of myself, but in this case, I think I'm making an exception.
Damn, this guy really took over.
The self-proclaimed QAnon shaman has just been sentenced to 41 months in prison for his role in the gen.
Oh, real quick, before this continues, you guys remember, like, I think it was, fuck, it must have been like 3 months ago now. Someone on 4chan convinced QAnon to go sit outside of a random street corner and wait for JFK Jr.'s revival and return to announce that he was running for president with Donald Trump in 2024. And for 12 fucking hours, QAnon just sat with signs saying, "Welcome back, JFK." I love that shit, man. That shit had me giggling all day. They're still there, by the way. As of 2 weeks ago, they still wait on that corner for JFK to come back. So yeah, it started in November. They were waiting in December. I saw an update only a couple weeks ago that they were still there with signs saying "Any day JFK" or something. But it looks like the media stopped reporting on it. Damn it! QAnon thinks there's proof of JFK Jr. theory in Home Alone 2. Yeah, it sounds about par for the course. That's honestly probably the best evidence I've ever heard come out of QAnon, to be honest. Nice. Yeah, 4chan really fucking got him good, though. They are stun-locked, still waiting for JFK Jr. to be revived via necromancy and cruise in with Donald Trump. It's amazing.
January 6th Capitol riots. He was seen entering the Senate chamber with a spear.
To accept this free call, press 1. Thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Hey man, how's it going?
No,
right,
4chan
cool.
did that, Naruto. I saw the original threads on it.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing okay, brother. I'm doing okay. You know, spent the last 20-something hours in a cell, so, you know, but at least I had something to work on.
Right. So for those who don't know, where are you at right now?
Oh, I am in Alexandria Detention Center in Alexandria, Virginia.
Hey,
I am sleeping on a 1.5-inch foam mat that is on top of a concrete slab every night, and that's
honestly
much
sounds
where
more
I'm
comfortable
sitting
than
all
college
day as
dorms.
well. I get 22 hours in my cell and 2 hours outside of my cell. There's no going outside or working out or anything like that. You know, this place can definitely take its toll on you. You know, it makes me think of the saying in Shawshank Redemption when Red said, in prison a man will do most anything to keep his mind occupied. Yeah, I know how that is.
Right. How would you describe the conditions of the jail that you're in right now?
Well, the conditions in Alexandria are, in the detention center, not as bad as they were in, say, the D.C. jail. I've never experienced like real racism and prejudice in my life until I went to the D.C. jail. There was a black woman from Nigeria that was like their nurse or their doctor that was examining me while I was fasting for 11 days because they weren't feeding me organic. She thought I was a racist and a white supremacist and all this crap because she believed what was on the mainstream Mockingbird media. And when I told her that I was not racist, that I was not white supremacist whatsoever, that I've actually, you know, dated all sorts of women of all sorts of races, I've had all sorts of friends of all sorts of races, and I said, I've even dated several black women. And she said, I can't believe a black woman would ever date you. And I was like, oh my God, you know, like this woman is like being openly racist, you know, because if the roles were reversed and she were standing in the doorway while a white nurse told a black guy, I can't believe a white woman would ever date you, she would be appalled. You know, she doesn't know what my ethnic background is.
Bro, Andrew just asked you like how your day was. What are you going on about?
You know what I'm saying? She has no idea, but she's judging me by the color of my skin. There was also a guard over there that wore a Black Lives Matter mask. So he was taunting the Trump supporters and, you know, like harassing them and, you know, messing with them and stuff. stuff.
I didn't know you had a Native American in you.
Yeah, that's something that I found out somewhat recently, actually, when I talked to my grandmother of my father, who I never met my actual father, except for like once when I was
What
30.
the fuck is happening? Oh my god.
Grandmother on that side, she told me that we have Cheyenne blood in us.
For sure. Have you been able to make any friends in there?
Oh no, dude. No offense to anybody in here, but jail is not the place to make friends.
I just figure like you might want to play card games or like, spitball and figure out some way to pass the time.
Oh, dude, I can't get it. No. That's the thing. I can't play card games with anybody because I'm in a cell 22 hours a day, and when I come out of my cell, I'm the only one out of my cell.
So you got sentenced to 41 months. How do you feel about that sentence?
I don't think it's fair. If that's what you mean.
No, I mean that. Yeah.
I think that they thought an example.
I don't think anyone would agree with their sentence. I don't think anyone's gonna be like, yeah.
Being a double-edged sword.
It sounded good.
They
I thought it was a light sentence considering everything.
Clear to the American people that the justice system is not fair or balanced.
What do you mean by that?
That, there was a guy that threatened to shoot Pelosi in the head, and he brought 2 guns and a bunch of ammo, and he got 28 months. I never threatened to hurt anybody. I never vandalized any property. I never hurt anybody. I didn't assault anybody. I didn't steal anything. WTF, mate.
Right.
Are those
So why
real
do you think they
tattoos, or
picked
did he
you to
paint
make
them
an
on
example
just
out
for
of?
that?
Because I think that I became a symbol, not just so much of January 6th, but because
Is it the
I became a
prime
symbol for
chopper?
freedom, a face for freedom of sorts. And, I stood out the most,
What a
to say
hero.
the least. And I think I energized a lot of people, not just in the United States, but all over the world, to stand up for their freedoms as well.
How do you feel about the nickname QAnon Shaman?
Well, it's not anything I ever asked for. It's one that was given to me by
He's a
Alex
tier 1
Jones.
Kevin.
Alex Jones gave you that nickname?
He's the one that called me the QAnon Shaman for the very first time when I did an interview with him. I think it was on
Needs to give some low key.
January.
Damn. So it just caught on from there?
Yeah.
Maybe you're not QAnon Shaman, but you are a shaman, right? And you also...
I do practice shamanism, yes, sir.
Can you tell me more about what shamanism means to you?
The shaman is like a ancient monk or priest, psychologist, pharmacologist.
We went down the shaman rabbit hole once.
Historian, storyteller, artist,
Alchemist,
astronomer, tattoo artist,
ventriloquist,
psychic, all
bowler.
of these things wrapped into one person. And so for me, I was always interested and intrigued by Native American culture. And like I told you, my grandmother said that I have Cheyenne in my blood. And she actually said that one of our ancestors was one of the few survivors on the Trail of Tears. So I always knew
He's a prime
that the
cushy, and
medicine
he
man
said
or the
Zorgith.
shaman knew something special. And I always wanted to know what that was for myself. And so something very deep in me called me to the shamanic path. So I searched for the truth of my existence.
I don't know why, but I thought this was going to be a face-to-face
on the shamanic
interview.
path, and I always knew I was destined
Not as
to
cool
find
over
it
the
one
phone.
day.
Right. When did you first get introduced to shamanic practice?
So I officially started and deliberately started my shamanic path on November 2nd, 2012, when I got my first tattoos, and those were on my feet. And now I have over 100 hours worth of tattoos, and all of them were earned or like through personal growth or some sort of like a symbol for an accomplishment, or all have some sort of a deep meaning, or were used for to symbolize the overcoming of pain or an obstacle in my life. Like, for example, the bricks on my arm, the sleeves, I got those after my dad committed suicide. It took like 36 hours to complete. And the whole time I was, using the physical pain to deal with the mental and emotional pain I was in.
Yeah, the top of the foot is supposed to be like one of the most painful places to get tattooed because of all the nerve endings.
Yeah,
right?
that's why I chose it, was because the whole idea with, shamanism is you go through ordeals, and after you go through the ordeal, you you have this like out of body experience, whether it be by overcoming
That's
pain
not what
or,
I learned from the
going
shaman
through some
videos
sort
we
of, like,
watched.
long ordeal process, like some people, know about the Sundance ceremony and stuff like that. That's an ordeal. And a lot of these things end up causing out of body experiences or spiritual experiences of reality.
I guess, I mean, you know, psychologically and emotionally, what
resub
prompted you to
WTP
get
and
those first
Primewell.
tattoos on your feet?
Well, I wanted to
Give
know,
some blue.
like I always ask myself, why are these tribal people all over the
Yeah,
world?
this one's not
Why are
that
they
exciting.
tattooing
I thought it was
themselves?
going
Why
to be
are
like
they
an
undergoing
in-person
hours
one.
and hours and hours of excruciating pain? What's the point? Like, why?
So at what age did you kind of become interested in Native American
Oh,
culture?
I've always been interested. Yeah, I grew up in Arizona, so I've always been interested in it. It's always been a
I'm
part
just
of my
reading the
life. You know?
chapters.
But was there a particular moment, like maybe in your youth, where you were like, oh, this is something that I think is super cool and like I want to learn more about?
How about any regrets?
For sure. Do you have any regrets?
Dude, when you're sitting in a cell for 22 hours a day, you have all sorts of regrets, far beyond the ones that landed you in that cell. Okay, you think about everything you've ever done in your life that you're like, man, I screwed up there, I screwed up there.
That sounds about right.